everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Blame Me. And today, it's an M&M. Melisa and Meghan are
excited.
Back. Woohoo! Me too.
I'm 100% human.
100% that bitch. I saw a TikTok that was like girls in long-term committed relationships singing along to Truth Hurts, and it's just like very much I was like, oh, this is me. It's like a girl singing to her boyfriend like, I never going to be a side chick, and he's like, well, okay, for sure, like it's just letting you go off and be like, I don't need no man, but also like we're dating,
we're here.
It's my life. 100% that bitch. Okay, so anything else? I mean, I always feel like we usually do like an intro with normal guests.
Yeah.
Well,
we kind of been talking for like 30 minutes without the camera rolling.
For sure. Well, cool.
I'm trying to think if there's anything.
Any fun facts? Have you gone on any dates recently?
Don't ask me and embarrass me in front of the people.
Okay, you want to ask me when my book's getting released to even it out?
I know when it is getting released,
true.
so I should not say.
Not. Don't say it. Well.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Any new recipes?
No, Monts and I made a galette, and we're gonna make chocolate chip cookies soon, I think.
Do you mean the sexual video?
Yeah, I don't know. I was truly
disgusted.
I truly need to figure out if we had not anyone would know. Melisa said she couldn't watch the video because it looked like I was gonna fuck him right there.
Yeah, I didn't even have she posted a little clip on Instagram. I didn't have the volume on, and I was just like, what is going on here? I did not want to know what was going on. All it looked like was Meghan was ready to fuck. And I was like, I am so uncomfortable and I will not be watching this video.
So I'm trying to figure out, we either had sex before or after, and I need to rewatch it again to see like, oh, did we have sex while it was baking in the, like, do you know what I mean? Like, is there like
I don't want to know what you mean.
I want to figure it out though, because it's funny. Maybe the next one we make chocolate chip cookies, I will just like fully have my hand in his pants the whole time.
Please
and
don't, because
like,
at first I was like, oh, I can't wait to have your chocolate chip cookies, and now I don't want.
You want
that
the secret ingredient?
No,
semen. Ew. Can you imagine?
It probably is in some cookie.
True. Not cookie.
Most of the food that people make in like restaurants are like. There's a special sauce.
You think it's a powdered sugar glaze? Nah, bitch. That's my cum. I jizzed all over that donut.
Or they just like cooked it into the food.
What do you think fried jizz is like? Because you can fry anything.
Yeah. But it would have to be a lot.
I get. Yeah, I wonder how much liquid you would need.
First
oh, yes.
To make it solid. Then put it in whatever batter you're going to use and then fry it.
Yeah. Someone's definitely fucking done that. 100%. You got a deep fryer. Like, you've tried everything, and you're like, people fuck pies.
My nemesis. Think about it. If you made your nemesis just like
eat deep fried cum. I'd do that to my nemesis. That's probably the least terrible thing I'd do to my nemesis. Did I ever tell you that someone like DM, like I've gotten people I know in real life who've DM'd me, they go, yo, can you let me in on who your arch nemesis is?
I mean, like, I really when Kelsey was here, she was trying to figure it out.
I know.
She'll never know.
I know. I've actually told 2 additional people who plug for shared channel, Lily and Jocelyn's channel. I've told 2 of them. They were like, and I finally was like, oh, and they were like, holy shit, that is your arch nemesis.
Oh,
and
they didn't know?
Yeah. No, Lily and Jocelyn know.
Oh, okay.
But they're 2 other girls who work on the channel.
Got it.
And we were just like talking about something, and I was just kind of like, I was with people who all knew. And so like then you forget that you're like, oh, and I was like, oh, whatever. And they were like, holy shit. Okay. And I was like, yeah, you get my darkness.
Yeah.
You get my threats. But yeah. Well, now that we've discussed deep frying jizz.
Deep fried jizz.
That's just
the title of this episode.
Deep fried jizz. The ads are fully being taken off on YouTube. And well, guys, this is Don't Blame Me. It's an advice podcast. We can't give you advice on how to deep fry jizz because we have yet to do it.
I said how to do it.
In theory, true. In true. But in practice, we don't have personal experience. But if any of you let us know, give us a call. 310-694-0976. Leave us voicemails asking for advice and things you want help on. And then if you're an international listener, you can send us an audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And scene.
Hey Megan and Melissa. So I'm 18 years old, and I recently just moved away from my hometown, drive away to go to college. And my roommate's my best friend, and it's great so far. It's only been a week. But I have a boyfriend, and he followed me to college. Like, he never wanted to go to this school, like, and he just came to school and followed me. And we've only been together for, like, we've been talking for, like, maybe, like, 4 months, that we've been together for, like, maybe 2. And, or not even, I don't know. But he just, I don't want to be with him. Like, I just want to be able to, like, I'm in college, I just want to be single. I want to be able to do, not, like, whatever I want, but, like, whatever I want. And we're in the same major, and it's not, like, a huge school, so I would see him, too. But my major is engineering, and that's not a very diverse major. Like, it's mainly men. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay, like, being the only girl in the room or being one of the few, but I don't want to be known as his girlfriend. So I just don't want to, like, be in college with a boyfriend and have him be the only way people know me. And I just, like, want to make friends, but it's kind of hard when, like, your boyfriend is right behind you and, like, won't let you talk to anybody unless, like, they're talking to him, too. And I don't know, he's not controlling, but, like, it's hard to get him to understand that I don't want to be known as a relationship. Like, I just want to be able to be known as myself. And this is his first relationship. So he's never, like, had a heartbreak. He's never had a relationship. And it's not mine. But I'm not nice when it comes to, like, breaking up with people. I just, like, move silly, but then I ghost them. And I know that's not the best thing to do, especially since it's his first breakup, and I'm going to see him around campus. So I, like, know I want to break up with him, but I don't know how to do it, and if we, like, Twitter make friends or what I'm doing. So any advice you have for me would be great. Thanks.
Got a stage 5 clinger up in here.
Yeah. First of all, I'm just happy that
you're not calling to be like, should I break up with him?
Yeah, like, you've already made up your mind.
And you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you guys are 18.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to college. Like, it's a lot to be taking in and to already be in a relationship when you get to college and then have him around you all the time. It's just a lot. There's a lot of growing that goes in.
Mm-hmm.
Even just like your first semester, you change a lot.
And it's true that I remember, I mean, I dropped out of college, but there are people who everyone I went to college with in my grade is like 26. And there are people, for sure. And there's everyone that I think of that, like, I'm like, oh yeah, so-and-so, they have a high school boyfriend, or like they have a boy. Like, you are right in the sense that, like, that is kind of how you will be known as somebody who, I didn't go in with a boyfriend, but I started dating a guy, like, I think we met on, like, we met on the last day of Rush. And that was, like, where he was, like, I met him before that, but, like, it was, like, the second, third week of school. Mm-hmm. And that was, like, when I was like, fuck, no one knows me except for being this kind of thing. I will also say, to anyone who's listening and taking this from like this, a controlling partner and boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything like that, it comes in so many different shades. So just because someone's not saying, like, oh, you can't hang out with your friends, you can't talk to anybody else. But if you feel a pressure, even if they're not explicitly saying it, like, by their actions, by certain things that they do, if it's not coming from, like, an aggressive place, but it's coming from, like, oh, this just makes me feel really bad about myself place, that's still controlling. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I think, like, you obviously don't need to be told that, like, this is a relationship that should end. But, like, anyone in general, like, controlling can come in the ways of, like, emotional manipulation. And it doesn't have to be from someone who's, like, an aggressor and you are the, I don't know what the other term of that is. But, like, someone can come at it from, like, oh, I'm insecure kind of way and makes you think it's your own idea.
Yeah, it's toxic.
Yeah. I think, like, you break up. I understand, as two people who ghost, I think we very much relate. I think that it's really nice of you, and probably, like, the more courteous thing is what you're saying is you shouldn't do it. It is his first breakup. Mm-hmm. I think in general with anyone who's, like, a little bit, like, I'm just going to call him controlling, even though you didn't call him controlling. With anyone who's a little bit controlling, or you know that they're maybe more emotionally invested or anything like that. And I think that the best thing that you can do is to not leave any like loose ends. And I think it's then in ghosting, it can be kind of like, oh, I'm waiting around. Oh, what if like they're still waiting?
Yeah.
And I think
especially because he followed you to that school.
He'll follow you to class every fucking day at that point. Like, I don't think it's I think you want to do a clean break. And I would say, literally just like sit down with him and be like, hey, I've really liked dating you. I'm at this point and like where I'm at, I just don't see us together anymore. And like, I've really like appreciated everything that we've had, but I don't have those same, I think it's really important to, in this situation, to say you don't have those same feelings for him anymore.
Yeah. Cause if not, then they feel like
I can fix what I'm doing.
This, or at a later date, this will be, she'll come back around.
And it's probably like the hardest breakup to say, because it's just like, and I think you're amazing and great and you're going to be great for somebody else. It's just not me. And I think that that's kind of just where you need to end that, and just like that, have your piece be said. And then I wouldn't tack on, I'd like to be friends, or like I'd like to remain friends, or anything like that. I just wouldn't add that on. I also will say in this situation, I think, and you were friends with exes, I think that there needs to be a grace period so both parties can fully move on and get over. Because I think there are instances where people are like, the person who's instigating the breakup is like, I want to be friends. And the person who's heartbroken is like, yeah, I'll be friends. And they're not ready to be friends. And then someone else is kind of doing it. So I think the best situation is when like two people naturally come back together and they're both like in good places, but it's not, I think you've been dated for that long, but he's been invested in you enough that I wouldn't say that you can just slip in. And it's not like you realized you guys are better as friends. I think you're having to break up with him. And then I think be cordial and like when you see him, but I wouldn't treat him in a way that you treat like, and I don't think he needs like any sort of extra coddling at all. He's an 18-year-old.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you guys have been together for 4 months, which in like high school terms, that seems like a lot. But now that you're older, it's really not. No,
not at all. And I think it might be awkward for a bit. I went on a date with a guy and then who I had a class with, and then I was like, I'm never doing this again. And it was so awkward once I was like done.
That's like me and everyone.
Yeah, it's super fucking awkward. But it's only awkward for a certain period of time, and then you move on, you hook up with somebody else, like someone walks in on you when you're showering, something else happens that's awkward in your life, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. This is like, it's all like a manageable sense of awkwardness, and it's not going to last forever. And if he's like being immature or like a lot about it, and is like, yeah, if you find that he is getting like a little too attached and like too clingy, don't succumb to it in the sense that you feel like you need to coddle his feelings or apologize for any of that. Like, you need to set the boundaries, because he followed you to college, which is fucking
and you've been together 4 months. That means like when you guys like first started dating, he decided to go to college with you, because you would have had to have your papers in sooner.
Yeah, it's just not.
That's awkward.
It's just a lot, and it's like not a normal. I don't want to say whatever. It's not a normal amount of a lot. Like this is someone that like. That is a lot, and be cognizant of that. And it can be hard when you're in a relationship that kind of moves like very fast in that way, that you get used to it, but then realize like, oh wait, no. If he's like wants to keep hanging out and all of that stuff, I think it's better for both of you to have like
a clean
break, separation. Don't talk, don't text, don't do any of that. Even if he's like, hey, I really miss you and I'm sad, I just want to hang out, or you feel like you need, like I said, coddle or anything like that, it's not your responsibility.
Yeah, you've got your best friend that you're living with. You guys like enjoy college. Like, don't settle down with some dude like in your first few weeks.
No.
Go have fun.
Yeah, have so much fun.
So much exploratory fun.
Yeah.
But be safe and
go to class, get good grades.
That's not what I was going to say.
Wear a condom.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
That's what usually mine is, but then yours is like study.
I know, but that's why I pointed to you.
Yeah, wear a condom. I mean, or just don't get pregnant or get an STD and get tested regularly and have fun. Have fun. Get it, girl. Best of luck. And go to class. But best of luck. I'm excited for you, and I just like
and I admire you for being an engineering student, because that shit is hard. Like, so hard. I was like physics when I went to school, and I was like, and it was like mostly dudes. And I was just like, I can't be around these guys for the next 4 years, and it was only like 10 people in the program.
Yeah, I'm always very impressed when I see like I think about like when I see a woman graduate with like an engineering degree, it's like, yes, you're smart, but also your tolerance for bullshit is insane. Of just like guys like circle jerking, like, I'm fucking smart, like I'm the fucking like that's amazing.
Yeah,
you're gonna go so far in life. And you're going to make a lot of money.
So much money.
So much money.
With just a bachelor's degree.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
The entry level, oh my God. Fucking crazy. Okay, we're going to go on to the next.
Hi. So I'm 23 years old, and I just recently got out of a relationship. But so when me and this guy were dating, his ex started watching my Instagram stories. Like, she didn't follow me on Instagram. She just would watch my stories. So a couple of weeks after we broke up, I noticed she was still watching my Instagram stories, which when we were dating it was weird, but then it was still weird like after we've broken up. So I messaged her and was like, hey, you don't have to watch my stories anymore. Like, we're not together anymore. And so she sent me back this message and was like, basically was like, oh, well, I'm not, in communication with him, so I just wanted to, like, see how he was doing and, like, stuff like that, which is really weird. And, like, I knew that they did communicate, like, while we were together because she messaged him while we were dating. And so, anyways, that was super weird. But here recently, like, I've seen, like, signs of them, like, talking again, but they haven't, like, said they're in a relationship again. But since they've kind of made it obvious they're talking again, she's been watching my Instagram stories again, which is, again, really weird. So I don't know if I should, like, message her again or should I just, like, leave it alone? So, yeah, that's just what I'm wondering.
I love that you messaged her.
I do, too. I was not expecting the story to go that way. I thought it was just going to end with, hey, this is weird. What should I do? But no, you messaged her. So she like knows that you know.
Yeah.
And it takes, well, it's not like so much energy, but it takes so much thought to sit and search for someone that you don't follow and then watch their stories.
Oh, as somebody who does it,
I know.
It's a lot. And also the fact that so I've just been blocked from the people that I would follow. So from multiple accounts. I know. But so I like very much applaud you. I think here's the thing. I think that as somebody who does this, it comes from an insecurity. Like she's coming at it from like the fact that like she just feels shitty about like herself and maybe her situation, and she's comparing herself to you. And so for her, she's trying to get ammo in either direction. She's trying to get ammo in the sense that like, oh my God, that negative thought in my brain, I'm right, I'm the worst. Like this girl's so much cooler than me. She's so much prettier than me. Her life's so much cooler than me. Or she's looking at it and like is like, fuck this girl. Like, wow, she's so lame. Like I'm so much better. But regardless, none of it has anything to do with you. And I think like messaging her doesn't really do anything. I think like if you want to do anything, I think probably the best thing to do, because I think it'll also be better for her mental health. Again, as somebody who's been blocked so many times, it now takes me so much more energy and effort to go search for someone.
Yep.
And like the specific person that I'm talking about, it takes so much time because I can't just go onto my Instagram and look. I can't go onto my Finsta and look. I literally have to go onto a website and type in their name and like look. And it just makes it harder to do. And so it's less like pouring salt in a wound because it's less easier access. So I think hiding your story, you don't have to block her.
But and I would unfollow him too.
Yeah, I would unfollow him and I would just hide your story from her. And I think that's a great way. And you can also hide your story from him if you want to too. But I think like for her, she's gotten into this habit when she still, when you were dating the guy that she still had feelings for, she got into the habit of it. And even though you guys ended it, and you're there together, she's just in the habit. So I think like preventing that from happening, because it's not like she's just using you and what you post and your stories and your content as like ammo to like fulfill whatever narrative she needs to fulfill at that time. And that's not your responsibility. Wow, it's like I really therapized myself with this
I want
one.
you to like repeat this,
Hey,
like
but
play
I
it back.
told you that
I know what
now
you
I
do.
have to go on websites and I don't do it as often.
Yeah, that's good.
It
That's
is,
like,
yeah.
I think you'll break the habit. It's like when I first deleted Facebook. Well, the first step was like I deleted it from my phone, and then I just completely canceled my whole account.
Yeah.
But I was still in the habit of always going to facebook.com.
Yeah.
Like when I got on the computer, I'd sit down and my fingers would just automatically type it. But then eventually it just stopped and I don't do it anymore.
And it is like a habit. And I'd gotten into like when I got blocked before I knew about the websites, and I was like blocked for like a good amount of time. It was like I was pissed off, but then you just unlearn it. It just becomes like, oh, this is not.
Yeah.
And I deleted it from my homepage when it used to be
Great.
just the Instagram account.
Great.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think it's a good lesson. My arch nemesis. Imagine if this was my arch nemesis. It's not.
Oh, then I don't know who you're talking about.
No, but it's like it's a different. I'm saying it's a totally different situation.
Got it. I thought you are referring to your arch nemesis.
No. Yeah, but I'm saying like
Yes.
if my arch nemesis called in, this is not the situation of my arch nemesis, but it would have been like some bitch just looking at my Instagram. That, who, me? What? No. But yeah. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Hi, Megan, Melissa, and guests. So I am 22 and I just graduated college. And I need some advice about something that's kind of weird, but I also feel like a lot of people can kind of relate to it. I am in a relationship currently, and the guy that I'm dating is also my ex. So we dated senior year of high school through junior year of college, and then broke up for an entire year and then got back together in December of last year, so December 2018. And while that year that we were broken up, I did my own thing. Like I met a bunch of guys, hooked up with people, made a bunch of friends and all of that, and it was really great. And then when I got back together with my ex, I kind of realized that I wasn't fully over that phase in my life. Like I still want to like go out and experiment and stuff like that. There's a part of me that thinks that maybe I should maybe bring up an open relationship to my boyfriend, but I'm afraid that if I do that, I will like fully end up leaving. And the problem is that I love my boyfriend so much and I love his family, but I'm having trouble connecting with him like sexually. So I just need some advice. And on top of that, the guys that I hooked up with during that year of me just like really finding out who I am and stuff like that, the guys I hooked up with were all really, really good at sex. And unfortunately, my boyfriend is not the most experienced. So I'm just kind of struggling with that as well. But yeah, if you could help, or if anybody else could give some advice, that'd be great. Thank you. Love the podcast.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah. I mean, I think the first thing that you need to do is figure out your deal breakers, because sexual compatibility and all of that kind of stuff, like you saying, like, I feel like if I had like brought up an open relationship, like that'd be the end of us. And it would only be the end of you. I mean, if he's not respectful of like what you want, then also he's not your guy. But
or she's saying that I might
she would
find
walk
somebody
away.
else that is better.
Yeah, I think you need to figure out your deal breakers, because like if you're not being satisfied here, that's not on you.
Yeah.
Like this is something that like you have every right to be like, okay, our relationship it's not going to end. Like we're not going to be each other's end all be all. And I think if you want to be in an open relationship, if he says no to that, you have to figure out like, do I want to be in this relationship exactly how it is and have nothing change? Or do I want this relationship and it can change and we can have an open relationship. We can like, our sex can get better. And if he's not willing to do the things that would make you want to stay in this relationship, then you don't want to be in this relationship. Like you have to look at it in that kind of way, because like there's so much of like the caveats of being like, well, everything's perfect except this. I'm going to stick around until this and this and this. But if you're with a partner who's not willing to like do their part in changing that and getting it to be in a relationship that like is fulfilling for both of you, then it's never going to get there. And then you're holding on to something that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it feels like to me that you're comfortable being with him. Like she's dated him for a long time.
You guys, I don't even think I would call him your ex. I would say like
he's your boyfriend that you guys broke up, but you're back together. Yeah, he's not your ex. He's just your boyfriend.
Yeah.
It seems like you love him and you love his family, but it could be like there's different types of love. It can just be a love where you guys are great friends. And if you're not compatible sexually, then maybe he's not the one for you. Yeah. Or it might be also that you were out here and it was just like the sex was good because you were having like sparkly new sex, that you weren't connecting with somebody emotionally. And so maybe you need to, or not need to, maybe a suggestion would be to like find things to spice up your bedroom. There might be things that you like and the other guys were doing it and your boyfriend might necessarily not know that you like it.
Yeah, you might not even have known.
Yeah, or like you guys are like he might have been like your first, I don't know, just because you were dating so young in high school, that you were like used to a certain type of sex and now you've experienced other things and you're like, hey, I'm interested in this. So introducing new things in the bedroom.
And I think there's something like when you're hooking up with new people or one night stand or anything like that, you can feel a little bit more comfortable asking for what you want because you're just like...
Or doing things that you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah. And having someone else suggest something and being like, sure, let's go for it. Because you don't have anything to compare it to with that person necessarily. And so for you and him, I think you're right. You could just be slipping into like the old ways and you've had all these new experiences, which has made you want to experience those things with him. And I think you also need to figure out, do you want to have those experiences with him or do you want to have those experiences? And was what part of the thing you liked a lot about those experiences? Was it the physical acts of things that were happening? Or was it like the new people, the different stuff? Like, was that something that was also a turn on? Because I think you're right in like the comfortable sense of different kinds of love. And I think you can like love somebody in a romantic way and still have all of those feelings for them and have it not like be it. And that's a really hard relationship to let go of when there's like nothing like extremely wrong. It's just not it.
Love just isn't enough.
Yeah. And I think that's also like something that you learn a lot when you're older. It's like, it's so much, you can like love somebody, but if you're at different places in your life, if you don't want, if someone wants kids, someone else doesn't want kids, it's all of these things that like, in the scheme of things, they're just one thing on a con list and everything else is pro, but it does all play into like what you want your life to be like. So I would say like speak up sexually with him, but then also really think about the fact, like, is it all of those things that I did sexually with these guys and how good they were at sex? Is that what I want my boyfriend to be like, or those experiences do I want to have? Because you're saying, I feel like I wasn't done with those experiences. Are you not done? Could you introduce those experiences into a relationship? Or are you not done with those experiences with new people being single? And if that's the case, I think having an honest conversation with him. But I would also, if you're talking about an open relationship, I think a relationship needs to be incredible. And we've talked about this with like people who are polyamorous, who've been in open relationships, who've been guests on the podcast before. An open relationship needs to be the way to have a healthy open relationship. As Gabby said, it's about your relationship. It's about bringing you and your partner closer.
Right.
And that's going to be a turn on for both of you. And it's not something that someone does to keep the other partner, to appease the other partner. It needs to be something that brings you closer. So if you feel like you are drifting away and you feel like that's it, I think emotionally sparing him the like emotional turmoil of being in an open relationship and then breaking up, like I don't think I would try and avoid that if I were you, unless later down the road, you already spice up your own sex life between you and him, spice it up there and decide if that's something that you like are comfortable with and you're good with and like you feel like, and then have it be like, okay, this is a new thing that's going to bring us closer.
Right.
It's not like I'm not getting this from you, so I need to get it from somebody else.
Yeah. And I wonder if like a part of it too is that you had mentioned that he was inexperienced. So are you hoping that he goes out and gets more experience and brings it back too?
Yeah. And you also don't have to have, you can read, you can learn all of this stuff. It doesn't have to be like actual, like acting that stuff out. But also I wonder too, if you want him, do you want him to also go explore other stuff because you want him to gain experience and bring it into your relationship? Or also do you want is there a part of you that feels a little guilty that you experience and had all this other stuff, and so you feel good, like you'd be okay leaving this relationship, but you want him to feel like empowered and sexy and that he's desired and all of that stuff? Because again, you guys just might not be it, and that's also like okay, and you can like love someone's family and like that, and they can have served your relationship. It can have been great, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's who you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Right. So
have a conversation with him and let us know how it goes.
Dress up as somebody else.
Yeah, wear a wig. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Life is stressful enough. Luckily, getting birth control is one less thing that you have to worry about. With Pill Club, you'll never have to schedule an appointment or wait in line at the pharmacy ever again. Pill Club is a birth control subscription that is delivered straight to your door. Most prescriptions are free with insurance or Medicaid, but they can be as low as $3.99 per month without. Shipping is always free and always discreet. And Pill Club schedules deliveries so you always have your next dose on hand before you even need it. So skip the office visit and the line at the pharmacy and join the club. Right now, when you go to thepillclub.com/blame, our listeners will get a special care package with every delivery. That's thepillclub.com/blame to get your first birth control care package. Remember, thepillclub.com/blame. Fall is a great time to set some new goals, get back into a healthy routine, and reprioritize yourself with Care of. They make it easy to get the right vitamins, supplements, and protein powders for your specific needs. Whatever your goals are, Care of helps you build and stick with a plan that is right for you. And they have a really fun, short, 5-minute quiz to answer easy questions about your diet, lifestyle, and health needs. Then you'll get research-backed recommendations with the vitamins, supplements, and/or protein powders you need based on your personalized quiz results. Your Care of order gets shipped right to your door in a convenient daily packet, perfect for a busy, on-the-go lifestyle. And you can modify your subscription at any time. Care of ensures only the highest quality products, and they make it easy to see where they source their ingredients from. Vegan and vegetarian supplements are also available. I'm a huge fan of Care of. I'm sure you guys have heard other people talk about Care of. They're so fun. One of my favorite things is the fact that like your vitamins say your name on them. And so I'm like, oh, Meghan, I feel personalized. It's like stroking my Leo ego that I have my own personalized set of vitamins, and I am a huge fan of them. They make me feel great, and it's a great thing to do for your body. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code BLAME50. That's takecareof.com, code BLAME50 for 50% off your first Care of order. What actually makes a better toothbrush? Industrial strength power? Multiple modes? If you ask your dentist, they'll tell you it's less about the brush and more about how you use it. That's why you need Quip. Quip's sensitive vibrations with a built-in timer, gentle guide, brushing the dentist recommends 2 minutes. The 30-second pulses ensure an even clean. And Quip automatically delivers brush heads to your door every 3 months for new, clean bristles right on schedule. The sleek, intuitive design is simple to use and comes with a travel cap that doubles as a mirror mount too. Simply put, Quip makes brushing something you actually want to do twice a day. And good habits matter to live a healthier life. I am a huge fan of Quip. I've actually been traveling, and this is what I brought with me. I really, really, really love it. I love how compact it is, but it still vibrates. And for me, like, if I'm having I want my toothbrush to vibrate. I'm a huge fan, and I love the fact that it can stick on the mirror, so I never like lose it in my travel bag or in my bathroom at home in general. I am just a huge fan, and they come in really cute, like chic colors. Quip starts at just $25, and you'll get your first refill free at getquip.com/blame. This is a simple way to support our show and start brushing better, but you have to go to getquip.com/blame to get your first refill for free. Okay, guys, we're back from our break, and we're going to hop into the rest of the calls.
I'm 25. My boyfriend, who I just started dating recently, is 30. And the woman that is his friend in this scenario, she's around 40. Okay. So basically, he has had this long time meaning like a year and a half friend who is a woman.
for a while, and they're really close. They're like basically best friends, and they hang out and talk a lot, and they see each other every day at work as well, which is fine. The issue, first of all, is that he kind of hid her from me for a while because he was afraid of how I would react to him having female friends, because I guess it's gone sour with other girls. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. Then he kind of hid and then revealed that they also at one point made out when they were drunk, like a year ago. And so just the fact that he like didn't tell me that when I asked him if they ever had anything happen between them, kind of irked me. Okay. So that has kind of surfaced these insecurities and this anxiousness that I haven't really experienced in other relationships, because I'm usually someone who is very much like, I trust you, go do whatever you want, be friends with whatever, you know. But now I'm having these feelings that I haven't dealt with before. And for example, today, like right now, he's at a movie with her. They went and had dinner, and they're at a movie. And he's very like reassuring, and he knows that I'm struggling, and so he tries really hard to reassure me. He's like, I'll call you after. Do you want to play video games after? You know, just trying to reassure me, and I'm just trying to figure out how to how to just accept it and move on, because I don't like feeling like this, and I don't want him to feel controlled, but I'm also like, what boundary does there need to be? And the other thing is that I know that she has feelings for him. It's really obvious to me. And he even said like, yeah, that is definitely a possibility, and I can see why you would think that. So anyway, just I need some advice on how to handle this, how to handle what I'm feeling, and not be controlling at the same time. So thank you.
Ooh, I hate your boyfriend so fucking much. You are not controlling at all. You are not being controlling. You are not being controlling. You are not being controlling. No. Dump his cheating ass because he's fucking her.
Yes. Like they made out one time when they were drunk.
No, you know what that's code word for?
We
fucking.
fucked.
We fucked. And the fact, this makes me so mad. First of all, someone's hiding someone from you, a person, there's a reason they're hiding it. It's not because of your reaction. That's gaslighting.
Yeah. And if this has happened, he said he was hiding because this has happened to him before. Like, they've only been friends for a year and a half. So, like,
how many girls are you hiding this girl from?
Right.
Like, what? It doesn't add up. Here's the thing. As I very much have been in your position, and I understand what this is like. But the thing is that you have to get, you're being gaslit. And that's like it's a big phrase to use. And I'm also, we've talked about this on the podcast before. It's a big term to use, and it really comes in like the Twitter cancel culture of like, wow, fuck you, this kind of stuff. And I think a lot of the times we think that we know that it's happening, and it's a really obvious manipulation, evil. This is like a villain who does this kind of thing, and it's super clear. And it's not. It's in the narrative, and it's in the way and the words that you're using of controlling. Women don't call themselves controlling. Nope. Men call women controlling, and we think that we have become controlling, and we think that it's a statement we've created ourselves. But it's not. It's not a statement that we come out of the womb thinking about ourselves at all. And and I'm just, again, I just say this because I understand. There is nothing more like the epitome of gaslighting is telling someone that you lied to them because of what they were afraid of your reaction and your interpretation would be. Then that's where I say, well, I would be upset if you cheated, but right. I wouldn't be upset if you had a friend. It's like, well, I thought you would because other girls would be. Not true. That's not a true thing. That's not a true statement. If he's dating you, he should think highly enough of you that you're not like this, like, and like you said, you are a self-proclaimed not jealous person, which means he has no reason in this relationship to assume that he should need to hide something. He's going to hide something that has actual meaning to it. And then on top of that, the fact that he lied immediately and was like, no, nothing's ever happened. And you finally get it out that like they kissed when they were drunk. Again, gonna tell you right here, they had sex. Like FYI, they had sex. Even if he won't tell it or admit it to you, and he swears on his life, on anyone's life, they had sex. Just gonna break it to you. And I feel like I'm gonna be mean to you because you need to break up with him, and I'm gonna be super blunt about it. On top of that, the fact that this is how you know the truth. This is my hack of how the truth. If the full truth is out, things change and things adapt. He would not be hanging out with her. He wouldn't need you to tell him that. He would do that on his own accord because he would be realizing and knowing, I admitted, I lied, I fucked up. Here, I'm going to do everything in my power to prove to you and to show you how much I care about you without assuming and knowing that this is going to guarantee that we're going to be back together. I'm just going to do this to prove it to myself and to prove it to you. He's not doing that, which means there are still lies. He's still hanging out with her. He's still doing all this. So if he were to stop hanging out with her, it would have to be on your own accord, which then puts the blame and the fault in your court, not his. And he's able to protect that lie, which is they are fucking. And all of it. And the fact that he's coming up with like you saying it seems like she could have feelings for you, him saying yes is getting his ass out of it too, to be like, yeah, so if you see us or you see our conversations and you read it as flirty, I'm going to make you think it's her flirting with me and me not flirting with her, and it's not reciprocated. And if he was a good guy, would not hang out with her, would not do any of this, would not do anything to make you feel this way at all. And the fact that he's being like, well, you're feeling that, like, knowing that you feel this way and putting that on you, again, it's gaslighting, and he's cheating on you.
If she's such a great person, then he should, and they're friends, he should want you to be friends with her.
Yeah.
I'm just talking personal experience, like, everyone here knows that I'm friends with my exes.
Oh, but you mean from the beginning?
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like when one of my exes, he started dating his current girlfriend. We didn't hang out at all. Yeah. Like we stopped hanging out one-on-one. Period. And then once like they realized like they were serious about each other, he invited me to come meet her because he was like, you're awesome. She's awesome. I think you guys will be friends. I hang out with them. I hang out with her a lot. I never hang out with just him.
And that's also you being respectful of the relationship.
And he knows that too. And he's never asked me just like to hang out with him. Because
it's disrespectful of the relationship, and the fact that as a woman who supports other women, the fact that she is hanging out with your boyfriend is because he's not calling her. Yep. He's not calling you his girlfriend to her. She's not doing, you are either being painted as my super controlling girlfriend who like won't let me do anything and she's such a drag, we're totally going to break up. And she's like, okay, well, I'll wait around until like this is you're giving me my little caveat, like my little like squeeze in and like I'm just waiting. Or he's completely downplaying your whole relationship so she doesn't think that she's being the other woman. Or she's a cunt. Yep. But like there are 3 options and all of them involve your boyfriend being an absolute jackass.
That lied to you and still lying to you. Why are they out at the movies together without you there?
It's absolute. And the fact that like even now, if he's being forthcoming about that information, that's his cover. That's not actually doing anything.
And he thinks that she has feelings for him. Like, and he's admitted that to you. If you think that somebody has feelings for you, that is so disrespectful to go hang out with. It's disrespectful to both parties. Like to hang out with her, leading the coworker on to make it feel like that, like, you know, she has a chance, and then disrespectful for you because he's hanging out with someone that he knows has feelings for him.
Yeah, and knows that you know it, and is being like
made out.
And also they're on a date, and I'm going to be again level with you and say this. And I say this out of love because you need to break up with him. He thinks you're a fucking idiot. Like he thinks you're a straight up idiot, and he's treating you like a fucking idiot. So don't be an idiot. And like, I love you, and I'm so glad you called in the podcast. And again, as someone who's been there, I just have to tell you, like, you have to fucking wake up and realize if someone's treating you like shit, it's because they think shit of you. No one who respects you and does all of that stuff, that's not where he's at. And if he was there, this would have changed and everything would have changed. And there was an opportunity for him to like be honest and come forth with all of this stuff. And you found what you found. And I think I believe that there's redemption for everybody, but he has to want it. And he clearly does not give a shit and clearly is not trying to fix this or do anything to fix it or even cover up anything. He's now hiding the fact that he's cheating on you in plain sight. And it's so fucking disrespectful of like your intelligence and what he cares about you, how he cares about her. And you just need to end it and be done and know that like she might not even be the only girl he's sleeping with besides you. Like, and I would, like, this is a scary thing, like, or whatever, but like, I would get tested if I were you. And I would just fucking cut him out of your life and be done. And don't listen to his gaslighting shit at all, because that's like, I totally understand what it's like to be there and you're putting all this fault and blame on yourself and your own reactions. And it's everything that you're saying. You've called into a podcast of people telling you like he's being a manipulative, cheating ass. And none of those things that you have about like worrying about being controlling and you want to get over it and all of that stuff. That's not how this works. Again, as somebody who's in therapy, there's not the idea. If anyone tells you need to get over something, that's trying to shove away and push away your valid emotions that come from like actual legitimate actions. And it's someone trying to get away with more shit. It's like, please just get over it so we can move on because I don't want you to figure out the rest of the shit. And if you need to figure it all out, go through his phone, go through his messages, go through everything, and you'll see it all.
Go to the movie, sit behind them.
Follow him in your car with your friend. Like if you need more evidence, which again, I get that. And there is a part when you're being gaslit, there's so much of like, you begin to question your own reality and of being like, am I doing this? Like what's real? What's not? What am I reading into? What am I not? Go with a friend, tell your friend the whole thing. Again, you have people here who've been like, yeah, no, you're not crazy. And build up that evidence that you might need. If you don't need that, great. But if you need that evidence, build that evidence up and you'll see it. Go through if he has any apps on his phone that you don't know what they mean and they potentially kind of look like a lock or something like that. That's usually password protected, hidden photos and hidden text messages. I would also check to see what her name in his phone is. I would look at her initials because he probably is keeping her name. Look at the male version of his name. Look through the text, even if it looks like text of his friends. If he's probably hiding her there under something else, look in his deleted photo album, look at Instagram DMs. And here's the big one that this will blow your mind. Look at his Slack messages between her if they're working together. Like look at all of this shit and you will no longer be able to. It's an empowering feeling to know that you are not wrong. Like you are right. You're validated in these like feelings. And if you need all of that information and you need all of that evidence, find it. Cause I promise you it's there.
It's there.
And because you need to break up with him because he's a fucking piece of shit. And there's nothing he's doing there's no redeeming quality of him at all. And we've said this before. I don't think it's about like the actions that we make that deem like if we're a good or a bad person or if our relationship is doomed or not. It's about how you recover from it. And he's not doing that. He's playing you like a fucking fiddle. I hate this guy.
I hate him too.
And also, if you need some help finding evidence, I fully can. If you want me to slide into his DMs on my Finsta and I'll like pimp my Finsta out with some hot pics, or I can slide into his DMs on my regular one and like flirt and then show you he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but you've got to unfollow her first.
Yeah, unfollow me before you do that. Yeah. But let me know. Don't unfollow me until like you say you want me to do that. I need to know. So then we'll coordinate.
Yeah.
But yeah. And let us know how it goes. Or just DM us on Instagram on Don't Blame Meme Pod if you don't want to come out and say all of it. Yeah. But yeah, fuck
sorry.
that dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry that I was mean, but like you need to break up with him.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. I just love how like, oh, we drunkenly made out. It is universal term for we fucked.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've drunkenly made out with a lot of people.
Hello, Meghan and Melissa.
Hello.
Okay, so I called him before, but honestly, it was a mess. And other stuff has happened. So, okay. So, I was having, so here's like the backstory. Okay. So I was having like problems like with like my like period, whatever. And I had an IUD. I went in, had an ultrasound of my IUD. Everybody said it was fine. You're good. And that was on June 5th. And then June 11th, I hook up with a guy. After I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. So he was like, definitely like rebound. But we had discussed beforehand, like the cleanliness of the both of us. Like we were both STD free and I had an IUD. So as far as I knew, we were safe. But that was not the case because I found out that I was pregnant on July 13th.
Ow.
I went in immediately that day to go get checked out. They had me come back a couple days later to try and get the IUD out. They couldn't, so they sent me home. The next day I was at work, and I had this like really sharp pain. Ended up getting rushed to the emergency room. I had an ultrasound. Turns out that it was a tubular pregnancy. And it had erupted and I was bleeding internally. So, I went in for emergency surgery. And I like don't have a tube now on my left side. So now I'm like without a tube. But I can still have babies, so it's okay. So he like still like reached out to me, like wanting to like see me. And he knows that I had the surgery, but like he thinks it's because like I have like a tube, like a cyst in my tube, whatever. But now I'm like having bills come in, and it's pretty expensive from this surgery. And would it be wrong of me to ask to like alleviate some of like my stress, like in regards to like the bills? Because like technically it does take two to tango. And like, how should I tell him? I don't know how to go about this, and it like stresses me out. So please help me. Thank you.
Oh my God. First of all, I'm so sorry. Like that is, I mean, even you said you don't want kids, so it's like it's not a that's like a painful and expensive experience. Mm-hmm. So I'm so sorry that my vagina is clenching just thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is, I mean, it's tricky. I'm very much in the camp of, I think you should be honest with him and tell him like, hey, FYI, it wasn't actually a cyst on my fallopian tube. Like, that time, remember we had sex and I thought my IUD was fine. Turns out it wasn't actually working, and I got pregnant, and it was like a tubular pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And that was what happened, and like it actually ruptured. I think I would start by just telling him that. And I think from there, I think hopefully it would be fantastic if he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, that's crazy. And you can even respond and like, this is how I would probably bring it up. And then I would respond and be like, yeah, it sucks. And like, good God, like how fucking expensive. Like, I thought having a kid was having expensive. I can't believe like, and me making a joke, like this is like, and it's like bleeding me dry. This is so expensive, sort of a thing. And he might offer from there. But I think you have every right to like say like, hey, this might feel like a little like uncomfortable. And I just thought I'd ask. And if it's no, okay, but I feel like I should just ask. This is actually what happened, and it's really expensive. If there's any chance that like you'd be able to contribute at all, that'd be great. If not, it is what it is, because he has no legal obligation.
No obligation. It's more at the fault of the doctor that you went to before and said that everything was fine. It's their fault.
Yeah, and I think in the same sense of like a birth control pill, when you take it every month, mm-hmm. there is like you're taking this under the condition they're not liable for anything that might that's why they say 99% effective and all of that stuff. It's like the healthcare and the company's way of getting out of lawsuits of this kind of stuff. So I think it'd be great if he had to pay you for it. I think you're more than anything. I think the hospital should have, like your doctor should have to pay for it.
You went there, you had pain. Yeah. They're not obligated to pay for it, but they misdiagnosed you.
Yeah.
And you thought you were fine. You had sex, but like any form of pregnancy, it's never 100%. Yeah. There's always a chance you can get pregnant. In this case, you did, and it was a tubular pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it caused a lot of further issues, but he has no obligation to do anything.
No, but that doesn't mean you can't ask. You can ask, but there is no guarantee. Mm-hmm. And also, like, it's not like he could say he could and then he doesn't, and it's not like you could follow up with like lawyers or anything like that. It's kind of more if he wants to, it'd be a really great thing, and I would like love that. And I think every guy I know would definitely be like, oh my God, 100%. But I think there's no harm in asking.
Yeah. You might have a bruised ego if he says no. Yeah. But you don't know the answer unless you ask.
Yeah, which I think is great. And then also, as like a lesson for all of this stuff, I think like it's great. Like I have a friend who have had an IUD, and her boyfriend, they were hooking up one time and he like felt it.
Yeah, I had a friend too.
And that there's some sort of like things can fall and be misplaced, and doctors will always tell you like, oh no, you'll feel it. And in your case, you did feel it, and they misdiagnosed you. But I've had friends who didn't feel it, and then something happened and that kind of stuff. So I think like the safest way, especially if you're even if you're clean with, like you both say that you're clean, I think.
Or STD free.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I don't like that
term. I think if you have a conversation with a partner the first time you're having sex and you say that you're both STD free, I think precautionary, it's courteous to both of you to still use protection the first couple times. I think like for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, I want you to be concerned about your own sexual health. I don't want you to think that I'm lying about, I'm not going to say like, oh, if you wear a condom and I've told you that I'm STD free, you're going to think that I'm lying or anything like that. I think it's just a courteous thing that is kind of like all of those precautions. And even if it's someone that you don't plan on sleeping with for long term, even just like you, like a fuck buddy, maybe the first couple times and even though you have this other form of birth control, it's just it's an added form.
Also, this should be like something that all women should be aware of. If you think that there's something wrong with your body, don't just settle like for one doctor's opinion, get a second opinion and a third. If you still think like there's something wrong and no one and everyone's saying it's fine.
Especially when it comes to like reproductive and sexual health, because that's something that unless you have those parts, regardless of gender, you are the only one who knows what that feels like and knows what that's like. And there's so much of like, I've learned so much of like you just have bad cramps. That's all that, like, it's all that's all there is to it. And that's also, there's so much more. And we know when something's up, we're very in tune and in touch with our bodies. And so if you know something's up, like you said, don't find another doctor, because it sucks that doctors are the ones we're supposed to trust, but it's not always that case.
Yeah. Or they might miss something and the next doctor has a better eye for it.
Yeah. But I'm so sorry that happened. And I truly hope that financially he's able to chip in and help, which would be great. Okay, guys, it's time for Don't Blame Them. And this is when you guys call in with your own advice from previous episodes.
Hi there. I'm calling in response to a question that was asked on an M&M episode. And the girl was talking about her sex anxiety and asking for advice about that. So actually, I've been going through sex anxiety for about 2 years now. I'm not really sure where it started. There was no trauma or anything that would have led me up to it. My husband and I, when we first met, used to have amazing sex all the time. I mean, we were like 18 to 19, and I was a virgin and lost it to him, but it used to be really good. And then I started getting so anxious during sex that it would literally hurt to penetrate. I would want to cry. He could tell. He would be like, well, you're not into this, so what do we need to do? It would make him feel like I wasn't into him. And so recently, I actually said to him the one day, like, I don't know, like, I just can't get into this. I'm having a lot of anxiety right now, and I don't know why. And, he was like, okay, well, what can we do? And this thought just came to mind, like, we just put on some music. And honestly, the music helped so much because I could listen to it and it kind of put a mood. Like, it wasn't just quiet silence, like, okay, we're having sex, I have to perform. Am I moaning and this and that? I kind of just could relax. And so that's helped me a lot with the anxiety. And also sex toys. If you feel like you're not getting wet enough or you're just not feeling pleasure, believe me, if you can use a sex toy on your clit, even during penetrative sex, usually for me, that puts me in the mood eventually. And, I think it's just a phase that we go through. If you're having a lot of anxiety, it goes into other parts of your life. So sex life also. And I'm about to be up on time, but I just want to say, you got this. You're not alone. I just talked to another friend about this, and try some of the tips, and I hope your sex life is great and you're having lots of good wet sex. Bye.
So we always try about you. I hope you have for good wet sex. Oh, I love that.
Me too.
That's great. No, I think it's also a very insightful point to say, like, when you're anxious, that anxiety, it manifests in other parts that you might not necessarily be anxious about, but it's like a physical feeling. That's what I've like learned through therapy and stuff. It's like there are certain things that, like, it's also some people find that, like, if they don't sleep enough, they get more anxious because your body will mimic that physical feeling first. And then it's like, oh, this is the same feeling as anxiety. And then it's like, oh, no, wait, but it's not anxiety. Don't turn it into this. Don't spiral it from here.
Yeah. I started taking naps in the middle of the day for the same reason.
Because then you just recalibrate your body, and it's like, no, these are not, it's the same feeling. It doesn't just like rush to that kind of feeling, which I think, it's very, very smart. And I do wish good wet sex on everybody.
Me too.
Wet consensual sex.
Yes.
And like, yeah, good sex with like, if you want it to, or if you want orgasm or not. Personally, that's how I want my sex to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was great advice.
Yeah. Thank you.
And well, we've come to the end of the M&M. I was going to try and rhyme.
We've come to the end.
M&M.
Okay. No, I'm done.
For sure. Great. Yep. So if you guys want to be on an upcoming episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our Instagram, Don't Blom Meme Pod, our own Instagrams, and all of our socials we linked down below. What else do we have? Oh, watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go listen, leave reviews wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We've got some exciting announcement coming soon, so make sure you're following our Instagram account.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. So yeah, cool guys, we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye. Don't Blame Me is a production by me, executive produced by Melisa Monts, camera operator Amanda Lechner, and music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso, part of the HerPod Network.